Today we are going to be talking about systems that I would use if I was starting a private practice today. In a previous video I talked about the benefits of having a digital private practice, and I'll link that somewhere up there. But today I really want to delve into the systems that I would use based on my experience of working with therapists in private practice for the last 6 years. But first of all, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Kim. I help therapists in private practice get online, get confident with admin and reduce their tech overwhelm. So let's talk about systems. The first system that I would recommend for all therapists in private practice is Google Workspace. Google Workspace, formerly known as G Suite, is basically what you get when you have a Gmail account. You can get access to this even if you have a @gmail.com address. So that could be something like simmonscounselling@gmail.com. You also get access to it if you have a business account with them, something like kim@simmonscounselling.com, but it's through Gmail. When you have this Gmail account, you get access to all the applications that I'm going to talk about and loads more. But these are the ones that I would use for private practice. So the first one is Gmail. So Gmail is an awesome email system, and it basically gives you lots of email features that other platforms don't have. Some that I love are an easy out of office, so you can set up and change whenever you want and turn it on when you're going to be at the office. That could be Friday to Monday. It could also be when you're on holiday. So you can set up different ones to use at different times. This is great for working in private practice because what you can have on there is an autoresponder to let people know when you will get back to them. Another great feature are Gmail templates. You can set up to 50 of these, and basically what they are templates for your emails that you can easily reply to people. So you can set up things such as inquiry replies, a cancellation reply, an invoicing template, a welcome email, and lots of others. Another thing I love about Gmail is the schedule send feature. Basically what this means is you can write an email whenever you want. So I know lots of therapists that work late in the night or early morning, but you might not want to send an email to clients at that time. So you can schedule the email to be sent whenever you want at any day and time. So if you're working late at night, you can schedule all the emails to be sent 8 a.m. the next day, so that you're not getting replies in the middle of the night and you're also not contacting your clients in the middle of the night. There's lots more to Gmail that I love, but they are the main features that I wanted to talk to you about today. The next app on Google Workspace is the calendar. I love the calendar because you can set up multiple calendars within one, and you may have seen this when I talked about my time blocking, and I'll link that video as well. What you then can do is set up a calendar specifically for your client appointments. You can sync it with Zoom or Google Meet, so you can easily send them out an invite with one click, and you don't then have to send a secondary email inviting them to the appointment. Setting up multiple calendars can make it really easy for you to see when you have appointments with clients, and you can also get notifications set up to your own preferences. This really steps up your appointment planning from a paper diary onto a digital system. The next app I want to talk about within Google Workspace is Google Drive. This is the home where you can keep all of your client information, and also how you can get to things like Google Docs, which is like a Word document, and Google Sheets, which is like an Excel document. Basically, you can create templates within these, such as an invoice, meeting notes, your bookkeeping spreadsheet, your invoicing log, client files, and many other things. Google Drive is GDPR compliant, so you can feel safe knowing that all of your client information is secure on the cloud system. If you work with someone in the future, such as a VA, you can easily share information between you without having to send personal information via emails and things like that. Google Drive is excellent for having a home for all of your practice information, so you always know where everything is, you know it's safe and secure, and you know how to access it at all times. The next application I want to talk about is Google Forms. I am going to talk about another email signature platform, which I do also recommend, but if you didn't want the additional expense, you could just set up a Google form within Google Workspace so that you can send paperwork to your clients, such as the intake form, your agreement, any other forms you want to send for your practice. You can send them via Google Forms. get the clients to fill them in, and then save them into the client files on the drive. If you use an @gmail.com email address, they will be free for you to use. If you want to use your own email address, a professional business one, you will have to pay. The minimum fee in the UK is around £4 a month. I would probably recommend the business standard, which is £8 a month, as it's much easier for you to share things and you also get bigger storage. That moves us nicely onto the next system I recommend, which is GoDaddy. You can buy a domain from so many different companies. I recommend GoDaddy as it's so easy to use, it's really cheap to buy, and the customer service is great. It's great to own a domain even if you're not going to set up a website. So you can have things like a professional email address. I could own simmonscounselling.com, for example, not have a website ready, but still have an email address, kim@simmonscounselling.com via Google Workspace. I'd really recommend buying a domain as soon as you set up in private practice. You can make the website at a later date. Depending on the domain you want, you're looking at around £20 for 2 years of owning a domain. So it's really worth getting as soon as possible. The next system I recommend is actually an online bank called Starling. I have used this bank ever since I set up my own business and I absolutely love it. It's really easy to set up. You basically download the app onto your phone or onto the computer, and then you just fill in the form online, send them some identification, and you're good to go. You can have a free personal and business account too, so there's no bank fees involved with this bank. What I love about Starling is if you have the app on your phone, which I recommend, you will get a notification every time somebody pays you and every time you make a payment. I love getting those notifications as soon as something happens, so I can act on it straight away if something is wrong. Having the app on your phone also makes it really easy for you to check things, download statements, and also allocate the payments that you have made to a particular category. If you wanted to upgrade, you can pay £7 a month for the Starling Business Toolkit. You will then be able to create invoices for free and send them out to your clients. And when they make payments, Starling will match them up so you'll always know what payments have been made and what is still outstanding. They don't take any fees for this, so you pay the £7 and this is included within it. So what you invoice, you will get. What you also get with this business toolkit is a bookkeeping feature. So basically, any time you make a payment or receive money, the toolkit will work it all out for you, put it into categories, so it makes bookkeeping really easy. The fourth system I would recommend is Zoom. Now, I know everyone has heard of Zoom, but recently they have put their prices up so that you will have to have a paid account if you're working in private practice, because any meetings over 40 minutes will now not be allowed on the free plan. Even though you will need to pay for this feature now, I would still recommend Zoom over all of the other online call platforms. Google Meet, Teams, Zoom is just better. The reason I like Zoom is that it easily syncs with the Google Calendar. It has waiting room automatically enabled, so you won't have to worry about somebody Zoom bombing your meeting. And you can also lock the room for additional privacy. Another great feature I love of Zoom is the closed captioning. If you want to start in private practice and just work online, Zoom is a great option for this as it's so reliable and will save you a lot of money in room rent. For Zoom, you're looking at around £12 a month. The final system that I would recommend is Signable. Signable is an e-signature platform and I absolutely love it. The reason I recommend this over all of the other e-signature platforms is because of its unique pay-as-you-go system. Basically, you pay nothing for the platform. You can set everything up and not have to pay unless you want to send a contract, an agreement, an intake form, whatever it is you need to send to clients. You're looking at around £1.20 per send. So you can send multiple templates in one envelope, but you only pay £1.20. It has all the features and more of much more expensive systems. You get unlimited templates, additional users. You can send multiple forms in one envelope. You can add personal messages, reminders, and have multiple signers on one form. No other e-signature platform offers these features. Because of its unique pay-as-you-go system, there isn't an amount that I can put on that this platform is going to cost you. It really does depend on how many clients you're welcoming into your practice in 1 month. When you start out with Signable, you get 40 free sends to send to your clients within the 14-day trial period. So for example, if you were updating your paperwork and you wanted to send it out to your whole practice, I would get that set up as soon as possible, and then you can send it all out to your clients for free. Then once the trial period is ended, they give you an additional 5 credits to use whenever you want. And then after that, you just add credits on as and when you need them. The more you add on, the cheaper they are, but the maximum price you pay is £1.20. So they are the systems that I recommend and the ones that I would use if I was starting a private practice today. Just a quick recap, they are Google Workspace, GoDaddy, Starling, Zoom and Signable. The total price for all of those systems, taking out the GoDaddy domain, which is around £20 for 2 years, and estimating that you're going to take on around 3 clients a month, the total price will be £30 a month for all of those systems, and you really can run your whole private practice just with those. All those systems cover everything you need within private practice, so you won't need to upgrade for a very long time. I really hope you found this video useful, and I've added all the links below for all the systems that I recommend. Please also leave me a comment if you have any questions at all. Thank you.